Hi everybody, my name is Mrs. Miraglia and I am the secondary ELA and library supervisor for the district. I am so happy to be celebrating Autism Awareness Day with you all. I have two books to read to you. My first book is called All My Stripes, a story for children with autism, and it was written by Shaina Rudolph and Danielle Royer, and it was illustrated by Jennifer Zavoyne. Zane ran home as fast as he could. "Nobody gets me, Mama." Mama hugged Zane. He began to tell her about his very bad day. This morning in art class, the teacher started a hoof painting project. I didn't want to get paint on my hooves, so the teacher gave me a paintbrush. All the other zebras noticed, and they were making fun of me because they didn't understand why I wouldn't use my hooves. Mama said, "I bet that made you feel different from the rest of the group." Zane replied, "It did, but paint is just too weird to touch." During math class, the fire alarm blared loudly. While the children in my class were getting in line quietly, I hid under the desk screaming and covering my ears. The class left without me, and I was scared until the firefighters found me. When the class came back from lunch, everyone was putting their lunch boxes in their cubbies. Some classmates were talking about a video game that I play all the time, but I didn't know how to start talking to them. I started talking about all the things I knew about the game, but since I was staring at the floor, nobody knew that I was talking to them. When the other kids walked away, I started talking louder. I really wanted them to hear me, but everyone was getting ready for science class. We sat down for science and were learning about the planets. Our teacher gave us each a planet to draw, but I wanted to create my own. When it came time to present, I felt different from the rest of the class again. My teacher loved my planet and said, "Whatever floats your boat." I spent the rest of the afternoon looking for a boat in the classroom. Zane was crying. "How come all anyone ever sees is my autism stripe?" Mama carried Zane over to the mirror. "When I look at you, I see many different stripes. If one of them were missing, you wouldn't be the same." "I see your pilot stripe. When we get lost in the city, you always remember the way home." "Your caring stripe makes you act kindly toward others. When your classmates think it's okay and funny to bully other kids, you come to the rescue." "Your honesty stripe lets me always trust your word. When other parents have to worry that their kids aren't telling the truth, I know you always are." "My favorite stripe is your curiosity stripe. When all the other kids are falling asleep in class, you always want to know more. I love when you come home and tell me everything you learned. Sometimes you ask me questions and I don't even know the answers." Mama pointed out the rest of Zane's amazing stripes. The more stripes she explained, the better Zane began to feel about himself. By the time she was finished, Zane loved himself again. Zane ran outside, feeling the warmth of the sun. Finally, he felt proud of all his stripes. He said, "There's more to me than just my autism stripe. It's just part of me. The other parts make me the whole me. I love each stripe because without them, I wouldn't be me." And that's the end of our first book. I hope you liked that one. My next book is called My Brother Charlie, and it's written by Holly Robinson Peete and Ryan Elizabeth Peete, and the pictures were drawn by Shane Evans. Maybe I'll switch to this side. We've always been together, even in Mommy's tummy, my twin brother, Charlie, and me. We still share lots of things, curly hair and brown eyes, how much we love hot chocolate with marshmallows, our dog Harriet, rolling in the grass, music, football, even names that start with the letter C, Callie and Charlie. But being twins doesn't make us exactly the same. I'm 2 minutes younger than Charlie. I can stare for hours at the Big Dipper and the moon, and I love to talk. Charlie is skinnier and goofier than me. He hates math, and when he looks at the sky, he finds jets and helicopters. And sometimes my brother gets very, very quiet. When we were babies, I pointed out flowers and cats and fireflies. I snuggled and giggled with Mommy on dark nights and told Mommy again and again how much I love her. But Charlie was different. He wouldn't play with me or kiss Mommy's cheeks when she hugged him. And he didn't say, I love you. Seems that those words were locked deep inside my brother. Everyone told Mommy not to worry. He's just being a boy, they said. But Mommy knew there was something different about Charlie, and I knew it too. As we grew older, Mommy watched Charlie very carefully. She and I could see that he was struggling. Then Mommy discovered that Charlie's brain works in a special way because Charlie has autism. It's harder for Charlie to make friends or show his feelings or stay safe. One doctor even told Mommy that Charlie would never say, I love you. That made Mommy and me the saddest of all. I have learned from Charlie that love doesn't always come from what you say. It can also come from what you do. And so we do right by Charlie. We love Charlie strong. We watch over him with the might of angels. We have to. When Charlie wants something, nothing stops him, even when it's dangerous. And there are days when it's hard to be Charlie's sister. Sometimes he can ruin the best play dates. Other times, he seems so far away, like when he won't look at me, or speak, or play. I wish I could crawl inside Charlie's world to move things around for him and for me. I know Charlie wants to be in my world, fitting in, making friends, having fun, and laughing. There are good times with Charlie too, when Charlie looks right at me and welcomes me with his smile. He lets me touch his face. He laughs when we lock fingers in a holding hands game. That's Charlie's I love you, said in the silly ways we play together. Charlie is good at so much. He knows the names of all the American presidents. He's a fish in the water. He has a special way with animals, especially Harriet. When Harriet and Charlie are together, there's even more I love you said in the way only Charlie can when he gets Harry to sit, to run, and to listen. Charlie's got a mind that tests things, shoelaces, paper clips, apples, pine cones, and he enjoys sharing. He likes to show off his shell collection, his new sneakers, and how well he plays Itsy Bitsy Spider on the piano. Charlie likes to share how sweet he is and how much he cares about other people. When I fall off my bike or bump my head, Charlie comes running. He always makes my hurts feel better with that caring look that comes from his eyes. Sometimes, when Charlie can find the words, when they unlock themselves from inside him, he does say, I love you. Hold on. I will always remember the first time I heard Charlie say it. So clear, so kind, so Charlie. I banged my toe hard and cried, but there was my brother patting my back, saying over and over again, "Don't cry, Callie, I love you." It wasn't just the words that were so strong. It was the love that Charlie showed me just by being there. "I love you too, Charlie," came back from me fast. Charlie has autism, but autism does not have Charlie. If you ever get to meet my brother, you will feel lucky to be his friend. He won't care if you have the coolest sneakers or if you're the best at sports. He'll just like you for who you really are. That's Charlie. I am blessed to be Charlie's sister and to share so much. I count my Charlie blessings every single day. At the very top of my Charlie blessings list is the love that Charlie and I have for each other. Said in so many ways. And that's the end of my book. I hope you enjoyed it.